On a crisp morning in March, Germanwings Flight 9525 departed from Barcelona, bound for Düsseldorf. The Airbus A320, carrying 150 passengers and crew, took off smoothly and began its journey across Europe. Everything appeared routine as the aircraft climbed to cruising altitude, and the passengers settled into their seats for the flight. But behind the scenes, a sinister plan was unfolding. The co-pilot, Andreas Lubitz, was secretly battling severe mental health issues. Although he had passed the rigorous physical examinations required for his role, his psychological state was another matter entirely. Lubitz had managed to keep his struggles largely hidden from those around him, including his employer and fellow crew members. As the flight progressed, Lubitz's behavior became increasingly erratic. Despite the captain's routine interactions with him, the co-pilot maintained a troubling silence. His actions were meticulously calculated as he slowly executed his plan. Minutes before the flight was set to reach its destination, Lubitz locked the captain out of the cockpit. With the captain outside, unable to regain access, the co-pilot began making unsettling adjustments to the aircraft's controls. The plane's autopilot settings were altered, sending the aircraft into a controlled descent. The cockpit voice recorder captured the chilling moments of the flight's final minutes. The captain's frantic attempts to re-enter the cockpit were met with a series of ominous changes to the aircraft's settings. Despite the crew's efforts to regain control, the aircraft continued its descent, ultimately crashing into the French Alps. The world was left reeling from the shock and the search for answers. The investigation quickly revealed that the descent had not been accidental. The co-pilot's deliberate actions had turned a routine flight into a tragedy of unimaginable proportions. The cockpit voice recorder provided harrowing evidence of the chaos within the cockpit. The sounds of frantic banging on the cockpit door, combined with the co-pilot's methodical adjustments to the aircraft's controls, painted a chilling picture of the final moments. The captain's desperate attempts to regain access and control were in vain. As the investigation deepened, it was discovered that the co-pilot, Andreas Lubitz, had been struggling with severe mental health issues for years. His condition had been documented but not adequately communicated to his employer or to the aviation authorities. Despite undergoing periodic health checks, the system had failed to identify the potential danger posed by his untreated mental illness. Lubitz's actions underscored a critical flaw in aviation safety protocols: the need for a more comprehensive approach to mental health assessments. While physical health screenings were standard practice, mental health evaluations were often less rigorous. The tragic events prompted an urgent call for reform. In response, the European Aviation Safety Agency, or EASA, and other regulatory bodies introduced new measures to enhance safety. These included stricter guidelines for pilot health checks, improved reporting requirements for mental health issues, and better communication between pilots and their employers. The changes aimed to ensure that no pilot with severe mental health problems could go unnoticed and potentially jeopardize safety. The families of the victims faced a long and painful journey of grief and healing. Many sought answers and accountability, while others focused on advocacy for better mental health support and aviation safety reforms. Their efforts helped drive significant changes in the industry, leading to improved protocols and greater awareness. The legacy of the crash also spurred a broader discussion about mental health in high-stress professions. The tragedy highlighted the need for a more supportive and transparent approach to mental health, not just in aviation but across various fields where the stakes are high. As the years passed, the aviation industry worked to honor the memory of those lost by implementing the new safety measures and continuing to improve. The disaster served as a sobering reminder of the importance of vigilance, compassion, and rigorous safety practices in preventing future tragedies. The story of Germanwings Flight 9525 remains a poignant chapter in aviation history, reflecting the profound impact that mental health issues can have on safety and the urgent need for ongoing vigilance and reform.